She called him Ichabod because her husband had died. The Philistines had stolen the Ark of the Covenant. They had taken it away. And her father-in-law died. So she had a 3-time attack upon her while she's giving birth to a son. And the son's name is going to be Ichabod. My goodness, she just crippled herself, backed herself into a corner, and named her future by her present. We can't do that. That is a detriment to all those around us. We think, I'm not hurting anybody but myself. Got news for you. When you get to where you hurt yourself, you're hurting others too. Yep, Brother Don, I was trying to sit still in there this morning when you were teaching. It was good. But I'm here to tell you, understand that Phineas said, I'll choose to let this temporary. She couldn't bring her husband back. She couldn't bring her father-in-law back. She couldn't even bring the Ark of the Covenant back. They're temporary circumstances. How many of us have had temporary circumstances? We don't want to wait for an answer. We don't want to wait to see it through. We just simply respond to what we see now. We've got to pray about it. We've got to take time and touch God about it. Because if we're not careful, we'll act on temporary circumstances, and it'll be something that'll cost us a whole lot in the end. So don't go naming your future by your present. And I know she should, again, she should have named that child, the glory's coming back. Because it did. The glory came back. Amen. She could have named that child that, but she sought out what was the temporary situation. We got to think about that for just a moment. But then, in light of a temporary thought, inside of this, keep this in mind. Jesus. When Jesus was crucified, and the man's name was Joseph of Arimathea. He loaned him his grave. He loaned out his grave. You say, what's that got to do with temporary? Well, Joseph had his yearly physical. He knew he was going to make it 3 days, and he figured I can loan my grave to Jesus because I believe He's the Messiah, and He's going to come back and do exactly what He said He was going to do. I don't have to wait and wonder about my grave. Now, once more, as the preacher said, you can loan people your golf clubs. Some people will. You loan people your car. A few people will. You might even loan people some money somewhere along the way. I don't advise it. But I can promise you this, you just don't loan people your grave. Okay? You don't go off loaning someone your grave. He had to have had faith. Joseph of Arimathea, he was a rich man, so it didn't matter to him. He could go buy him another one. That's not the point. The point is he knew that in 3 days God was going to raise him up. He was coming out of that tomb. So temporary circumstances didn't affect him. They did not give him any kind of a problem. We just got to get to the place to where we are the same manner in our heart. We don't let temporary things go bothering us. Can you say amen to that? We don't allow temporary problems to come along. But then there's a great illustration also with something here, and I want you to use it this way as a temporary thought. Quickly now, I'm trying to be quick about this because I know it's a lengthy breakdown of scriptures, trying not to read them all. But in Genesis, we're told of the story of Joseph, the dreamer. How many know the story? Oh, come on. The rest of y'all know the story. You just don't want to raise your hand, huh? How many know the story? I know it. Okay, there you go. All right. Just simple participation. That's all that